No name having looking ragged lame rapper. You nut hugger butt buddy fudge packer. Okay, enough of that. My real friends call me Asher. Laughter. What kind of name is that, bro, dude?
What is up? Welcome to the most brutal episode of 13 Minutes ever. I'm your host, Paul Goon, and this week we have Youngstown metal legends Kitchen Knife Conspiracy.
What's up?
What is up, bros?
We're here, man. We're here, just, hanging out.
This is an exciting episode. The way we always start is first, middle, last name, and position in the band. Start at one end and go to the other.
All right.
Huh?
Yep.
What it is?
You got to tell who you are.
I'm John Kim, bass player.
First, middle, last. You want our middle names?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man, no.
Damn.
I can't do
You
that.
can't do that?
I don't have one, so.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't.
That's sketchy.
Yeah.
You don't have a middle name?
No, no middle name.
I am Fred Stephen Whitaker Jr., and I am the drummer in Kitchen Knife.
There you go. Thank you for participating.
No problem.
I am Ian Pethel, singer.
No
middle
middle name.
Yes.
Jeremy Sabella, guitar. Ricky Palmer, guitar.
Look at that. Ricky, where'd you come from?
We just saw him outside.
Yeah.
You just picked him up from outside.
Yeah, he was out there hanging out.
That's like a whole new band member, huh?
Yes. For those who didn't know, which is everybody, Ricky Palmer is now in Kitchen Knife Conspiracy. We decided to add a second guitar player for this upcoming thing we're working on. So we are stoked to have him. He is a beast on the guitar.
And he's like just a beast.
Just a beast in general. Long hair. He looks beastly. So we thought we'd have him.
You heard it first on 13 Minutes. Wow, that's great. I'm really honored to have that announcement on my show.
We're excited about it, for sure.
So, we got a new guitar player, and something else I wanted to ask about is, Ian, you're not the original singer, right?
No.
There was a singer before you. Is that the only other member change that's happened since the start of the band, though?
Well, we had another guitar player before.
Kevin was, but he lives in Cleveland, so it kind of became kind of tough.
Okay.
Going back and forth. He was in the band for probably 6 years. 6 years.
He was
maybe?
in the band for
He was
a
in the
minute,
band for a long time. Yeah. So Kevin played guitar on Friend in Need, and he was in the band for several years. But he just up in Cleveland just became kind of tough. So he eventually kind of didn't play in the last couple of things we've done. But yeah, besides John, our original singer, and Kevin, it's pretty much been the same core group.
How long has Ian been with the band?
9 years this year.
Nine?
Years. 9
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Wow, nice. That's very cool. You guys have been around for 20 years, huh?
Yes.
I got to see you at the 20th anniversary show. That was fucking great.
It was a fun time.
That was awesome. That's actually how I know it's been 20 years because the show's called the 20th anniversary, so it's not hard to figure that out.
The name kind of lends itself to the information, which is nice.
Oh, I know, because sometimes it's just like a fucking hieroglyph.
Right.
How'd the band start? When did you guys come together? What was the idea behind, when Kitchen Knife first began?
Well, Fred and I, we went to high school together. We've known each other since we were like 13.
Long time.
And
Best friend for a long time.
So we had like a couple high school bands that never really went anywhere. And, eventually we got into like heavier stuff and we started this band called Purge Canister. And so John, the old singer, he was in Purge Canister along with a couple friends of ours, Julian and Andy.
What happened to Purge Canister?
What did...
Julian found out that you couldn't get women playing heavy music. He left. And then Andy, I don't know, Andy was really into like more gothic and industrial.
You see that?
I did see that. The lights are flickering. This place is amazing. This place we are in is like an old funeral
And
home
haunted.
converted to a
Haunted
concert.
as fuck.
It's great. It's amazing. I love it. But yeah, so the two of them we just kind of decided to go from there. We we found a poster from Jeremy in a music store, the old New York Music back in Niles, Ohio. We found a
Good old
poster.
New York music. That's the
Yeah.
second time that they've been brought up on this show.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, that was the place to go for a long time. And we found a flyer from him, and it said that he liked Obituary and what else was on there on that flyer?
Camel Corpse.
Camel Corpse,
1600.
Metallica. And,
Metallica, so all the stuff that we were kind of like into, and so we called him up, and that was pretty much it. That was 1998 when we first started practicing.
That's nuts.
97, 98.
I was 4 years old.
Yeah,
I was still pissing my pants probably, most likely at that point. Like,
Yeah, we have a pretty strong age range in the band here, just in general.
who's the youngest?
Well, now Ricky.
I
How
don't
old?
even know
How
how
old
old
are you?
Ricky is.
24, Ricky?
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
24.
okay.
Yeah.
And who's the oldest?
He and
Yeah.
I, he and I.
Yeah.
He's a few months older than me. We're both 41.
41. 24 to 41. That is a good
We
age
cover
range
all
right
the
there.
age ranges, yeah.
Yeah, you got to make sure then Ricky could help you with the young people in the world.
Yeah, he's been
When you
telling us.
guys are out of touch or whatever.
He tells us about all the cool
Wink, wink.
phrases like being lit and stuff.
Yeah, being
so
lit. There you
being
go.
lit. So thank you for telling us about
I
that.
don't think I ever heard him say that.
No, he didn't. He did.
Never.
I don't think any bands have been around Youngstown for 20 years strong, have they? Is there any other bands that have durated that long as you guys?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess kind of.
Coin Monster has been around a long time.
They were around before us. Yeah,
yeah.
they're still around.
Oh, that's a band I'm unaware of. What are they called?
Coin Monster.
Coin Monster,
They're
okay.
from PA area, like the
Hermitage.
Ohio, yeah.
But still close enough, yeah.
Sharon.
Yeah, Coin Monster's an amazing band, and they've been around a long, long time.
All right, good name drop.
Reed Brothers played a long time.
Not before us, though. I don't think.
I don't know. I think they started a little after us, but they had a little hiatus there too. But then they're back stronger than ever too. So there's some bands that have run a long time. They're still doing their
But
thing.
really, though, I mean, it's hard to do that, though, for 20 years. That's a really big accomplishment. How has it been, and how do you do it? How do you stay a band for 20 years?
We love it. I mean,
Well, yeah,
Yeah, it's fun.
just
we're all good friends, except for Ricky. I don't really know him.
We said we just saw him outside. We just added him. Like literally, didn't even know. He just told us his name's Ricky. We're not even sure.
So that's basically what keeps the band together is love.
yeah,
Well, the love of the music too.
yeah,
It's-
fans are great. It's we've never played a bad show, at least since I've been here.
yeah. It hasn't really been. I mean, there's been some shows where there've been less people than others, but like for the most part, we have a core group of fans who, if you play in the area, they'll be there. And that's really nice. It makes you feel good. Like you mentioned that 20th anniversary show. It was in a basement at West Side Bowl. It was great, but it was packed. I mean, people were going crazy.
Oh, it was very, I mean, I remember it was so packed that the microphone got knocked. Someone got pushed in the microphone and got knocked over.
Yeah,
I got to
knocked
go
stuff
pick like
on
the
stage.
microphone up,
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
up for Ian, get on the stage for a second. Like, that shit was crazy. And speaking of that too, the microphone. I wanted to talk about the microphone. Has that fucking been around since the beginning of time?
The
Oh, the
stand.
microphone
The stand.
Yeah, the mic stand. That's pardon my
I have never used that.
misterming
before,
there.
But
No?
It's been around.
I've seen it in,
since
like, old
way
videos.
back in the day.
Well, I made it. I built it. I used to work in a steel mill, and
In 1998, or when was that thing made?
yeah, I mean,
Probably 98, 99.
yeah, because we had it pretty much the whole time. I
Right.
built it for our old singer John. I was like bored at work, so I welded
That
it
shit's
up.
dope. Nobody else got a mic stand like that.
Yeah, that's cool. And
I wanted to bring it out for that show.
He hasn't really used it.
Yeah, I don't really use it too much because that was always kind of John's.
No,
thing.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I understand.
I really have never used it since I started 9 years ago. But for the 20th, we pulled it out of Fred's basement and dusted it off to make its appearance
We
again.
didn't even dust it. We
Yeah.
just-
I knew it. See, when I touched that thing too, like my hand, I had to go get a shot the next
Yeah,
day.
Yeah.
if you notice, I didn't actually use it. I just
okay.
set it.
Yeah, I probably didn't have to pick it up.
When
He
it
probably
got,
was like,
when
leave
it
it
got
there.
knocked over,
Like,
it actually knocked some of the dust off. So it's like, hey, it's clean
Looked
now.
good.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good thing that dude was pushing everyone away from the back of the crowd up like dominoes.
Right.
Are you guys looking forward to another 20? What's the plan? You guys gonna keep trying to do this for ever? I definitely hope so.
Actually,
we
this is
can.
where I announced that the band's officially.
Yeah,
over.
that's
Oh, that's
so,
another
yeah.
wow!
We
Another
wanted to-
13 minutes first announcement. You heard it
We
here
wanted to-
first.
We thought it'd be cool to add somebody and then quit.
Yeah.
You were in the band for a minute. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Joke's on
Whatever,
you,
you can tell
Ricky.
people.
He's going to carry on by himself. None of the years we're all leaving. He's just going to take it now. But no, it's just why stop? You know, I mean, it's. I hear people say all the time, like, man, if I'm like some 40-year-old playing in bars like that, I'm gonna be so sad. Like, why? It's an amazing hobby. We love it. It's fun. We
Oh, it doesn't matter what you're doing it for. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
doesn't
Playing
matter.
music, making music. Yeah, I
It's a
mean,
great time. Why not do it?
Yeah, we're not there to make money. If we were, we wouldn't.
We would have quit a
Definitely
long
not.
time.
Yeah. But we
Yeah,
just
2
love
months,
playing,
yeah.
so why stop as long as we can continue?
Right. All of us appreciate the music. I mean, you know, just playing together for so long with Jeremy and Johnny and Ian being in the band, and Ricky plays in multiple groups, and he's a master of his craft, and that's what you want to be. You just want to play, have a good time, and just share what you know and share what you can do with the world. And if they like it, great. And if they don't, it's fun to do. Yeah, exactly. We enjoy it. So who cares? Exactly it. So yeah, so we're gonna keep doing it. We're working on new music right now, and why stop?
so like a new album, a whole new album maybe
Yep.
in the works.
So that's the goal.
Oh,
Do we
it's
know
in the
when?
works.
Is there like an expectation for time at all, or when do you think?
We don't do that.
Yeah.
We always say,
All right,
Learned not
fair
to.
enough.
You know, the last album, I think we said we were going to release it in 2012, and we released it in
2015.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
we're a little lazy.
yeah.
You know, the funny thing is that we have a nice place where we can like play and record things and mess with things, and it actually sometimes becomes a burden because you keep going back and we're gonna cut that song. We don't like that as much now. It's like it almost is like tough because the process is way more meticulous. Where it used to be really like quick and streamlined. We just write it, be like, okay, let's go to the studio. But now having a place of our own, it's a little different too.
But yeah, I mean, at some point we will choose like a deadline, and we'll actually book like some studio time, and that's when there's no turning back.
Yeah, we have to book outside of our own studio because if not, we'll never do it.
Right?
Well, I mean, look, now all kinds of people know all kinds of shit, so they're gonna
Right.
hold you to it. The fans,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we've been telling them we're gonna do something new for a while.
Yeah, I think their expectations for us are pretty low. So.
I actually
Definitely looking forward to a new album, though,
I
regardless.
posted on the page one time, like, oh, yeah, new album coming soon, and the one dude commented, well, I know in Kitchen Knife word soon means like 4 or 5 years. Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, yeah, at least they know, though. They've come to terms with it. And
Yeah.
it's, you have those, like, dedicated fans that have stuck around, you know? You guys are a band I always heard of, like, when I was young. I was too young. My parents weren't going to let me go to shows. I tried to go to Warped Tour when I was, like, 10. They were like, fuck no.
Right.
I wasn't allowed to go, to a Kitchen Knife Conspiracy show.
Right.
But, like, that's why, like, yeah, when I heard about the 20th anniversary show, I was like, dude, I tried to see that shit when I was, like, in the 4th grade, and my parents were like, fuck you. So, like, yeah, no, I'm going. I had to go. That even shows,
It's
like,
been a long time.
kicking ass for a while. You guys have built up, like, a really awesome discography.
So far, we have some albums we're proud of, and we have a DVD we put out a few years ago that we
Some
love.
albums you're proud of? Like, are you saying some you're not proud of?
Well, we're
though?
proud of everything. It's just, it signifies like different times in our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some that were, the sound quality of what you recorded, you hear it later and you go, oh, I wish we'd have done this differently. And anyone who's released albums multiple knows that there's like, after you hear it for a while, you go, oh, I wish the snare sounded more like this, or I wish the guitars were up in the mix a little more.
I wish I would have played this instead.
Yeah, I wish I played this live now. I wish we would have done that then. But you always change things. And when you play together that long, it's just going to be like the more you play, the more like, oh man, we should have done this. And you can do it live.
I can definitely understand what you mean by that. I think it's all good though. Just so you guys know,
Thank
not
you.
that my opinion might matter, it might not matter, whatever. But like, no, yeah, everything I've heard, that's my point why I bring up the whole discography and not just like one specific album or one, a couple songs. Everything I've heard by you guys has been fucking solid.
Thank you.
That was part of the reason why I just, I saw you live, I listened to the recorded music, and I was like, yeah, I definitely have to bring them on the show. Because, like, from 1999, is that when what's that called?
98.
Which
98,
board, though? I mean, the first single, was that what it was called?
The Witchboard came out in 99. Yeah, we started playing shows in 98.
Okay.
The Witchboard came out in 99, and Sympathetic.
Was that the first recorded single you guys had out, that Witchboard?
That was the
For
first.
for Kitchen Knife. Yeah.
That was the first thing I could find, at least, that I,
Witchboard was the first.
Yeah, it was
EP.
like our E EP.
4 songs recorded with Pete Revere at Amprion recorded.
Oh, it wasn't a single, okay, what I found
4
on,
songs.
okay, it was an EP, because, yeah, what I found on the internet said it was a single, okay.
Yeah,
See?
yeah, it's an EP. It's 4 songs, trapped is on there, Greed is on there, To Kill Again and Betrayed, and 2 of those songs ended up making it onto Sympathetic in a new version. The other 2 never did.
Because that's the first full length, right? Sympathetic.
Sympathetic was the first full length, right? And that was
And it's funny too because we named that Witchboard, but there's actually on Sympathetic there's a song called Witchboard that's like
hidden track.
it's a hidden track, and it was all the lyrics were written by a Ouija board. So fun little fact for you.
Fun little interesting fact in the funeral home interview.
Yeah,
it's kinda
I just
crazy.
got touched. I don't know. I felt something brush my
Well,
shoulder.
we have nothing to do with that. That's not us, that's Ricky.
You can still see it.
Quick.
Yeah.
So the latest album, though, 7 Deadly Sins from 2015. How do you feel about going from Witchboard to 7 Deadly Sins? So that the transformation of your guys' music, the transformation of you guys. I mean,
I think we should let Jeremy answer this one.
yeah, Jeremy, do you talk? Let's hear it.
Are you proud of the moves we've made from that, would you say?
Yeah, I think shows that we've grown as musicians. More complex arrangements.
I think we said we weren't going to do that, though. Every album, we're like, we're getting old. We should, and then like when we do it, we're like, why are we playing more difficult? We should stop. We should probably we keep thinking we're going to pull back a little bit, then we don't. So
No, I love it. I noticed that you guys play really intricate stuff. I love that the it seems like you guys have to have a great songwriting process because you guys are not just playing basic metal licks. You guys are really getting into it on the instruments, man. Really, all over the.
That's why we're so excited about Ricky being part of the group, because the 2 of them, I know just from getting together a few times already, I could tell that the 2 of them are going to work well together because they're both proficient, so good at what they do. And
They're way better than me and Fred are.
Yeah, I mean, they're the 2 best players in the band automatically, right? I mean, what happens. So I feel really good about what they're going to do with this new stuff we've been working on. And also it's cool because Ricky has it set up at his place, so it was amazing when we had a jam session. He went home and recorded what we'd done and sent us a version of it. I was like, well, that's kind of crazy. We have a version of it to hear that he had taken with him. So it's just I'm excited to see where it goes now. Guitar playing wise, structurally, musically, because I'm really not sure yet. So that's kind of exciting. We're pretty early in the process, but there's been a black metal influence creeping in here and there.
Oh, a lot
Lately. The last couple albums, more black metal has been creeping in lately.
There's going to be some slam too.
Yeah.
Devourment. All day, baby.
It's because you've demanded slam.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care what we do, it's got to be some slam. Okay, well.
But this might be a good time to let Ricky talk and maybe talk about the songwriting process a little bit, because he's actually, as a fan, before he was in the band, he's kind of coming in and seeing how, our songwriting process works, so maybe he could talk a little bit about that and how he feels about it.
What's up down there, Ricky?
You're on the spot, dude. You gotta say stuff now.
Yeah, it's definitely cool coming in and working with you guys and seeing it, just because it's very. I always thought because I've been doing the Trevine thing for
Yeah, he's in Trevine. Check those guys
Oh,
out.
he's from
they rock.
Trevine. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were at the 20th anniversary
Yes.
show.
Yes. they
I got
were.
some really good photos and videos of you guys from that show. That was a good one, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's great. They're great band.
You guys were, yeah, it was fucking
great,
sweet.
Great band. Yeah.
We've been a band in one form or another for the past 8 years. So you get used to the way you do things, and then when you go in and work with another project or another band and see that they do things kind of the exact same way, it's weird.
Yeah, it's like, what? Whoa, that's weird. Yeah.
I don't know, coming in, the process with you guys is just so, simple and just, relaxed. Okay, well, this is a cool idea, let's see where it goes.
Right.
And, it's just, very much a go with the flow, see what happens, low pressure type of situation, which is...
Yeah.
Because, especially...
Low
coming
pressure. That's the best kind of pressure.
Yeah.
You don't want a lot, man. That shit'll hurt your head. Woo.
Yeah, it's weird for me coming in, especially with the band that's been, established for, the past 20 years. They have, fans and they almost expect you know, like a certain thing, and I'd be like, I don't want to come and like fuck that up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you fucked it up. Oh no.
If this next album is awful, it's like,
It's my fault.
hey,
Yeah.
you know,
At least
I'm
it's
just
already out
saying.
now. It's already on the air now. So then, like, yeah. So it's if it's fucked up, it
there's
was
something
Ricky.
different here, and it's just, you know.
The rest of the band's not to blame.
Yeah, no, I'm really stoked because like you said, it's a laid back thing.
Yeah.
We don't like to do things high pressure because we've been doing it for so long. There's really not. Maybe that's why the deadline's just kind of, we're not really in a rush.
No, and it's like a democracy.
No, you shouldn't
too.
be, because it's going to be great when it comes out, especially if you
hoping so.
just, you know.
We're hoping so. We're hoping so.
Yeah, and it's a democracy, so we all have say, and you know how the final product comes out. It's not like there's one one guy pulling the strings or anything. We're all open to how we feel about like different parts and
Teamwork.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, yeah. You have to. You can't have one person just kind of try to lead the whole thing in one
No.
direction, right?
And maybe that's why we've been a band for 20 years, because we all have our own input and our own ideas, and we can kind of bring it all together and make it work and make it like this creation that never existed before.
And there's no clashing egos or
Yeah.
anything like that. Everybody gets along. We all have fun. So
Right.
it's not.
Yeah, it's for years. I mean, for the first few years, he and I, because we've known each other for so long, we'd have our days.
Yeah,
we'd
he
have-
did almost run me over.
I almost ran you over with a van one time. I do remember that. Not on purpose. You shouldn't have been.
Well, I was
standing
hanging on while you were driving away.
You shouldn't.
so.
Yeah, you should have been standing there. But yeah, like we really don't have any. As we've gotten older too, we really don't have any problems. Like it's just like it's always been pretty smooth. Honestly, it's been a smooth process, and that's where we'd like to keep it that way. It's really cool. It's just fun to do.
Do you guys have your music featured in a horror film?
We did.
Yeah.
We've had our music featured in a couple.
What's the movie in a couple? What films do you guys have your music in then?
There
Can
was
we get
one, the most well-known one is by a local filmmaker named William Victor Schott called Dead Life.
Dead Life?
Dead Life. Came out in 2005, 2004.
Okay.
We're actually in the movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check. Everyone
except
check out
for-
Dead Life.
Yeah, I'm not.
Ian's
Like
on it.
the
Ian's-
three of us-
That was before my
Yeah.
time.
Three of us and John are in there. And we eat a girl. Well, we started, but we were zombies. We didn't just
Yeah, we were
randomly.
zombies,
we were biting her. Yeah, we're in that film, and that's cool. But yeah, and that movie got some distribution, and we actually got quite a few fans from like foreign lands being like, "Oh, I saw Dead Life." Like they wanted to find out more about us.
Oh
from
man,
that.
that's what I'm gonna do on my next day off. That's cool. I'd like
It's
to watch
cool.
that.
There's a movie called Dread, which he also, William Victor Schott also did that, and we're in that film. So we've been in a couple horror films through him.
Oh, that's really dope.
It's cool. It's really cool.
Do you guys have any horror favorites? Are you guys big horror film fans then, or
I am. Yeah.
He's more of a horror guy. I don't know.
top 3, top 2, couple favorites, anything?
Put me on the spot like this. You should have gave me this.
Well, yeah, I want to know though. I'm definitely a big movie fan. I love horror
my
films.
top, for sure, number one would be Maniac. That's probably one of my
I
favorites.
do like that film. You're a big fan.
Man. I'm like drawing a blank.
That's it.
Last House on the Left is really good. There's just a lot of good ones out there,
Definitely a couple good ones, yeah, for sure. Do you guys prefer pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
I gotta say waffles too. My wife makes a mean waffles, so
I'm a pancake.
shout out to Bean.
I'm a pancake guy.
Pancake.
Pancake. Yeah. So hey, we just took the lead there. That was good.
3-2, pancakes to beat waffles.
Pancakes
And a
came on in.
close one.
It was
Oh my
close.
god.
Pancakes, far supreme. So
Will you guys
zero.
explain to people what stompcore is specifically, exactly? Stompcore.
Can that be explained? I don't know.
Well, I think it all started when people would ask in like interviews or whatever, like, well, how do you explain yourself as a band, and at the time I think we were pretty into like some hardcore and stuff like that, and we like to stomp around when we're playing,
The stomping parts. That's
And it
very
just-
important. Gotta have some groove, man. If you don't have the stomping in the groove, it just doesn't do it.
Oh, so is stompcore just specific to Kitchen Knife Conspiracy? Is that something that you guys came up with?
Yeah,
Yes.
we made that up. Yeah.
Yeah, we made that up.
Are there other bands that have classified themselves as
You know,
stompcore to your knowledge?
There was a period of maybe between 2003 and 2007 where everyone was just calling them something in the core. I know that kind of became a thing. So there might be some other stompcore bands. If they're, hey, reach out, let's make a stompcore.
Yeah, look at that shit. You guys have your own, like, I like it. That's cool.
Yeah, we never really saw that anywhere else. We just kind of came up with that.
Well, they would ask, people that haven't heard the music, and you're talking about your band or whatever. Well, how can you explain yourselves? How can you describe yourselves? And it's like, well, we're not really death metal. We're not really like, hardcore either. It's like we have all these influences. We have some black metal. And
it's definitely very tasteful. Yeah, you guys don't get caught too much in one way. You guys definitely, it seems like, have a lot of like strategy and a lot of, you know what I mean? You guys, it's definitely very like tactful. It's definitely very wholesome, I should say, as far as metal goes.
I don't think tactful.
There's a lot going on there. The song is definitely, you know what I mean? It's not just like the same repeating shit through the whole song, or like you guys definitely take people through like an adventure through the whole song, a lot of different parts. You know what I mean? That's what,
We try.
Definitely.
Yeah, the new song we started working on, we're like we have to 4 or 5 parts. Like, what are we doing? Okay, are we going back to that?
Like 6 to 8.
Yeah, like we're going.
No, I love it. Yeah, you guys don't. It's not your average heavy metal music or stompcore music.
That makes us happy.
The last thing that I want to talk about or ask about is I was watching the old YouTube videos. Your guys like homemade. You guys just basically causing a ruckus. It seemed like.
Yeah.
I really like the grandma beatdown. That's the poor grandma beatdown. I definitely like that kitchen knife conspiracy commercial when all the people start moshing in the living room.
That was fun.
That was really funny.
That was actually in our living room too.
Really?
The house we were living in.
Yeah, we had rented a house off my dad, and it was me, Fred, and John at the time, and we all lived together, and that's where we decided to film it. We wanted to do a commercial for Handicapitated.
It played during the MTV Music Awards locally, and I've never had. We had phones then, right? We didn't have beepers. We had phones then.
I don't know. Did we have?
I think there were cell phones. I think it was flip phones. I remember like getting a lot of people contact me about that. Like, you guys were on MTV Music Awards. Like,
that's so dope. That's so cool.
But it was really cool. It's a really cool 30-second commercial. Robert Kerr did that. He does some art stuff around here. Robert's been around a long time. He helped us out with the layout for Handicapitated. He did that. Guys who do Two Ticks and a Dog, we've known them for a while. So they were all involved in that. That was really fun. But yeah, the old woman beat down. We just put John Prosenjack in a dress, and we first had him hold onto our car, and we drove him like down the street, like holding onto our car, and then like we had him walking with a walker. And we jumped him. Like, we just jumped him and started, like, hitting him with the walker. And, man.
And actually, wasn't Andy in that video?
Andy was in that,
Andy, our old guitar player from when we were Purge Canister.
Was in there.
So.
Right. And Julian, too, was in that video.
Because they're still our friends,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Julian from Purge Canister was in that, too. And, like, we were just, we were hitting John. He's like, oh, my pacemaker. Like, he's yelling.
I thought it was so funny because it seemed like he was like, you guys were taking it easy, and then someone picks up the walker and really bangs the shit, hits him fucking hard. I was like, oh my god.
We gave it to him a little bit. The best thing was that the 2 or 3 people who drove by it had no idea that we were filming this. So I'm pretty sure they were like, what are they?
And they just let you beat up an old lady.
And they just drove right by. Like, I think one guy was like, yeah! Like, they didn't help.
I know those guys are in a band. Fucking fuck her up. Yeah.
Parkwood.
Yeah. It was just like our neighborhood, And we used to do all kinds of stuff like that. Just kill time when we weren't, playing shows or practicing or whatever. And we were pretty into watching like the Bam Margera stuff, like Jackass. We used to watch
CKY stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the good old CKY videos. You can't go wrong there.
Yeah, we used to watch those a lot. So those kind of came into play. We were like, we should start doing fun stuff. Like nothing dangerous, just had a good time. And it was really fun. And those are all on that DVD we have.
Yeah, so buy our DVD.
Yeah, it's like really cheap, and we've got some of them laying around. So if you want,
we're about at our time limit. What's the DVD called?
Yeah, it's called Urine for a Treat.
Oh, urine spelled like pissing, right?
Urine for a Treat, yes.
All right, check out Urine for a Treat.
Wholesome.
Check out the last album they came out with, 7 Deadly Sins. I'm Paul Goon. The show is 13 minutes. This is Kitchen Knife Conspiracy, and we are fucking done for today.
Yeah! Thanks.
No name having looking ragged lame rapper. You nut hugger butt buddy fudge packer. Okay, enough of that. My real friends call me Asher. Laughter. What kind of name is that, bro, dude? It's so